Our guest today and my friend is a phenomenal, multi-talented psychic. She is amazing. And please welcome to the show today, Doren.
Figueredo.
I love your last name. It's an honor to have you on the program. It really is.
Thank you for having me, Sandy.
Oh, this is fun. Well, first off, if you would, could you please tell our listeners where you reside?
I am in California, actually, in the San Bernardino County area, which is in a very beautiful mountain of Lake Arrowhead.
Oh, boy. Oh, were you around the fires?
The fires were around me, but I was not affected, thank God.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good. Well, let's see. Into the next question. When were you first aware of your spiritual abilities, and what are they?
Well, I was aware of my abilities. I'd have to say as a child, I would have to say about 10 years old. But more so in my adulthood is when they were more prominent. And I can specifically say I've had the gift of clairvoyance, which is the knowing, the clairsentience, which is the feeling, because I'm a huge empath, very highly sensitive, and the mediumship where I hear the clairaudience. So I hear a lot of things. I may not see them, but I do hear very clearly.
Oh, those
So
are amazing abilities, aren't they?
they are. I think it's just a beautiful gift that we're born with.
Hmm. Oh, exactly, exactly. And that's interesting how you say that about 10 years old you were aware, but you really started to embrace them in your adulthood.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the opposite. Kids are real sensitive and then you grow up and you have things to do and you kind of don't lose the ability, you just don't use it anymore.
And you know what? That's something very, I wanted to point this out also because a lot of times as a child, you have parents that don't nurture that
Hmm.
and not nurtured.
Very
So
true.
it was
Hmm.
shut off.
Hmm. Very, very true. It's just your imagination. Oh, gosh. Well, I'm glad that you have embraced your wonderful and amazing abilities. Now, you are very, very interesting, even outside of your intuitive readings, because you offer seances as well, don't you?
I do. And I call them, I've kind of changed the name a little bit. Why? Because people feared that word, seance.
Yes. Hmm.
I call them spirit circles.
Oh, I like that term.
And people attend spirit circles. Then if I were to promote a seance, they'd be like, oh my gosh, that is so evil. No,
Mm, I get that. Uh-huh. Oh gosh. That can you say the name again?
it's spirit circle.
Oh, I
Spirit.
really like that. I
Mhm.
really like that. It seems more like personal, intimate, less fearful.
Yes.
I
It-
like that idea.
yes.
Oh, goodness sakes. Oh, and how long have you been offering these spirit circles?
I've been practicing more the past 2 years, and it's been really expanding, evolving more. And I believe it's because of the presentation of it, the personal connection, and that brings a lot of healing.
Hmm.
And that is what I love talking about is the spirit circles, and you have to experience it to know what it is.
Hmm. Sure. And do you go on paranormal investigations, right?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I
Is that where you conduct your spirit circles or?
actually know the paranormal team that I am a part of, which is the Pacific Coast Paranormal. I've really honed in on embracing more of my mediumship because of the spirits that are around the foundations or the homes or the whatever it is that we're investigating,
Hmm.
it opens and widens my mediumship, my tapping in, honing in, so that energy, that source is more profound. So it's like going to the gym. You practice in your space, and investigations is where it opens up even more my
Oh,
mediumship. Mhm.
okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Do you also, when you offer intuitive readings, do you offer a spirit circle for, private individual?
The private individual gets more of a mediumship session, which is a one-on-one. When I do spirit circles, it's 10 or more people.
Oh,
So
hmm,
we are in a circle,
hmm.
we're a table like a seance, but we are in a circle and everybody gets a loved one uh, summons.
Oh,
Everyone's loved one is summoned in.
hmm. Oh, that's nice. Oh,
Mhm.
that's very nice. Does it get a little crowded in there?
I think you know about that. Yes. What's Sandy is that they
Mhm.
do line up. They do line up.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
they do line up on the other side because they know their loved ones are in that circle, and they do respect the space. They do respect, because I do a formal prayer before I start a spirit circle to protect the circle, of course.
sure.
But the some just want to bounce right in and, hey, I want to talk, and it's like, no, 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 you got to hold your turn, you got to wait. That does happen. It does.
Isn't that fun?
It is fun.
Oh gosh. Have you had a lot of interesting people come through that are 2, 3, 4, 500 years old? Have you had someone ask for that far back?
I Not necessary, but I now that you brought it up, of course, Andy, you just prepped that one up, didn't you?
Mhm. Yes.
Oh, that happened next. So I'm looking forward to that, Sandy. Now that
Okay.
you brought it up.
It's I am a remote viewer, as you know, and I conduct spirit circles as well. And it's really interesting when someone that's a few hundred or a couple thousand years old comes through. It's very, very interesting. Yeah. When you are conducting a spirit circle, do you have visions that they are giving you for a prediction for their family or their loved ones, while they're sitting at your table?
Yes, they basically give sign symbols, sometimes even when they departed this physical realm. For
Hmm.
example, if they left, they transitioned in a heart attack, I will feel that. I physically will feel my chest hurting, and I know it's not me. I know it's them, and that they're describing their transition. So sometimes they will give me body signs. They will give me their favorite memories. For example, a favorite classic car that they may have loved. They'll specifically give me color, the type, make, and model, and they will have a message for their loved one. And that's what makes it so, gosh, so healing, so amazing, because understanding that their presence is, and they always will be with us.
Oh, that's moving. That's very loving.
Yeah,
Uh,
and when they give their signs and symbols that way, they do then leave a message for their loved one, and then it's the next person's turn. Or
mhm.
some people will last 5-10 minutes with a message or information, and some people will be 1 minute. It just depends on the connection. It's
Mhm.
all connection.
Oh, yeah. Well, sure. I understand that. Yeah. There's been times where I'm sure you've had this too. It's a lot of energy for them to bring forth, and they can get tired pretty easy.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And it takes so much on our bodies as well to be able to have that source, that connection. and be able to give that message, because we are on a switch that stays on, and we have to keep going with the energy that's flowing in the circle.
I'm glad you brought that up because is it difficult for you? Probably not so much, but I just wanted to ask, is it difficult for you to go from, from one person to a live person, one person's loved ones coming through to the next? Is it easy for you to rid the energies from the one person crossed over to the next?
It's not difficult for me as the flow is going. It's like a river. So
Oh,
as the circle gets, I don't know if I'm going to call it, as the circle gets switched on, the vibration, the frequency is all open and it's ready. So as I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many people are there, the flow is going. My problem, well, I don't even know it's a problem, but I don't even think it's a problem, but I have my eyes closed, Sandy. If I open my eyes, I lose the connection. My spirit circles are with my eyes closed. I cannot open my eyes because I won't connect. So
in
my third eye is working 110%.
oh, I love that.
Very different.
Oh, that, when you kind of visually distract yourself from your environment, I could see why your third eye could see perhaps even more so.
Hmm. And
Oh,
dimensions, because my third eye is just, it's connected, it's sourced. So sometimes I've thought maybe I should put glasses on so people could not see my eyes closed. I don't know, but it's worked for me to always keep my eyes closed. And once I'm done with the channel of the spirit circle, then I open my eyes and then my whole body flops. It flops because I'm my body just drained.
well, I understand that. Yeah. Oh, is there anything that you do after you have like closed the circle
Hmm.
and all of the invisible people have gone home? Um,
Hmm.
is there anything that you have to do? Um, why I'm asking you that is because when I do that, I have to have a big glass of water. I just can't go on without that water.
Yes. Um, I do have to have water as well because I'll get like cotton mouth. Like I will get this cotton mouth that I'm like, I have no saliva in my mouth. And then I have to get a piece of chocolate. I need
Oh,
sugar.
hmm,
Yeah, sugar
okay.
to come back and ground myself again.
Right, right. I understand that too. Sometimes if it's a very, very long session, I have to have like a protein bar with me. I
Mm-hmm.
need that zap, and that's what chocolate. I have to try chocolate. I'm sure that might taste better. That's interesting.
And
And
everybody's different, Sandy. Everybody channels differently. No one is the same. No
mhm,
one.
mhm. And how long have you been offering the spirit circles?
I've been practicing for 2 years now, and
Oh,
it's
mhm.
just it's evolving more and more. But I didn't know I could do this. As we grow in spirit, we are just expanding more and learning more. And I'm more of a hands-on. I don't believe myself because I know myself. I have a hard time taking a class because I am a highly sensitive. I learn more hands-on. That's how I learn. So I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong, but I'm doing it.
Well, I have to agree with you. I think everybody in their abilities, like you just said, we do the same thing but differently.
Hmm.
We find our niche within that particular ability or field.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm. And I like what you do. I like the term. I really do like that. We, as I was telling you before we got onto the program, is when we sit down, we have what we call a spirit gathering. And then I explain to people that the word seance just means you're sitting. And to lighten the mood, because people are fearful. Okay. So to lighten the mood, I just say, see, all of you are just sitting. You're doing nothing but sitting. And it lightens the mood to where some of that fear kind of peels away.
Right.
Have you ever seen that too, when people will come in and you can just look at their faces and you know they're almost terrified?
Absolutely. They're nervous, they're jittering, they're moving their fingers or their feet or their legs. Yes.
Mhm.
And those are the best readings. Those are the best readings because their loved ones know, okay, you're up for a surprise. We're going to get you a good message today.
I love that. Now, another thing too, have you ever had a loved one on the other side come through to you first before your client says, I want to see Grandma Mary?
Yes, those are interesting moments because usually before I get to the destination of the spirit circle, things will happen before they're sitting in my car. And they're talking and they're yapping. My name is Margaret, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing here, Margaret? Because Margaret is for somebody that's going to be in the spirit circle.
I love that. I love that.
Fun. It's really then when we're at the spirit circle, I ask somebody and I say, "Is there a Margaret that's going to be asked for?" And somebody will say, "Yeah, it's me," but they don't know what happened in my car.
Right. Now, with a spirit circle, and you're speaking with whoever from the other side that came through, have any of them gosh, what do I want to ask you? Has any of them like moved a physical object where you're at
Um,
on your table or the room?
there has been a spirit circle that I did attend that there was a statue in the living room of an angel and it tipped over, and that was before I arrived.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, that was brought up when the spirit circle started. I would ask people, did any interesting events happen before you got here? And some people say, oh yeah, this happened. Oh yes, that happened. And the person hosting said, oh yeah, my angel fell over. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that has happened. Yes.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting too. Do you go to other people's homes or businesses, or do they come to your home or business?
They also host. They host in their home
Hmm.
or business or yes.
Hmm. Have you ever had a client that has gotten so emotional because they're so moved by talking with a loved one that's crossed over that they're just almost hysterical because they're, I guess, overjoyed or nervous or something, that where you've had to like stop the spirit circle to calm them down?
Well, I don't know how I'm going to say this one, but I will share this story because I didn't know how to handle it. But when this person is their ex-boyfriend from 30 years ago, happened to, she called him in and he sat on my lap. But I was so heavy and I was so like, I didn't know what was happening. And it was so moving because he was sitting on my lap and I didn't know why I couldn't breathe. And I didn't know why I just was so exhausted. And she said he was 300 pounds. And
Oh,
that was moving because she only was the one that knew that. I didn't understand that. And we connected the information and she was crying because he came to ask for forgiveness.
oh,
Yeah, it's pretty amazing on these spirit circles because a lot of healing takes place. So everybody's story is put on the table of the spirit circle and everybody heals together.
I like that idea. I
Mm-hmm.
do. I like that idea. Everybody is benefiting from a
Yeah.
particular person's loved
Yeah.
one. Hmm. I really like that idea. Gosh.
So that, Sandy, brings to the I'm going to say not only the frequency, but the dimension that we're in, the healing that takes place, and how it helps other people in the circle move on and move forward. That's what it does.
Oh, I like that. That's beautiful for everyone. I think that's
Everyone.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, I really like that. When there is someone that you meet and you see or feel or sense that they have abilities and they ask you for your advice, what would you tell them about if they wanted to conduct their own spirit circles? What would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
That's a very good question, Sandy. Only because when it has happened to bring a situation or a specific topic on giving them a direct message, they they don't know how to react. So they I'm gonna just say they don't move forward because they're just it's overwhelming just to receive a message when you present it to them. So they don't know how to move forward. They just don't know. So I have an answer. Sorry.
No, no, that's okay. It's just I've had that presented to me before, and I was like you. It's like, I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
You don't
because go ahead.
no, you don't know. You
Hmm
don't know how to what do I do now?
hmm Well, exactly, because like we were talking about just a few minutes ago, it's like everybody's different.
Hmm.
Because we experience ABC, they might experience XYZ. So, hmm well,
We're just the conductor, right?
hmm
We're
hmm
just the conductor.
hmm oh, goodness sakes. Yeah, this has been, you're so awesome. You're just so awesome. Now, when you are on an investigation, investigating a building or a home, okay, for spirits there, do you kind of automatically go right into spirit circle mode?
I go into well, a mediumship mode, yes, and I do talk to them, and I do ask them, "You're welcome to talk to me now. I'm here because we are that antenna, that bright light,
Mhm.
and you see us, and they do want to just connect and start yapping, yada 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 yada, you know, and it is that way for us, and I do save it for a later date. You know, I have to come back because if it's a full on investigation, I deal with it then and there, but one at a time. But they do line up. It is that way.
Isn't that fun?
It is fun.
Oh, I love that idea that you do that at investigations. I I want to take pictures and get my dowsing rod. I don't want to. Hey, let's talk later, people.
That's exactly what I want to do. I just want to take my video camera and start doing these technical things, but they want to talk to us. And it's like, I don't want to talk right now. We can talk later. It seriously is that way, right, Sandy?
It is. It's a fun. It's fun. Now, do you? I wanted to ask you. We're going to have to conclude the show here in a minute, but I wanted to ask you: do you work with a paranormal team or teams?
I I do work with a team, Pacific Coast Paranormal. It's a wonderful team of investigators, and they all have their different abilities and gifts. You know, you have psychics, you have people that do EVPs, you have different sources of people that work on the team. So yes, I do belong one, and it's for me, it's a wonderful hands-on experience, and I believe and I really truly feel that it helps me evolve more to be in a team. Not only is it because it's negative, but it is where us as conductors or healers or uh, psychics, mediums, we really are a part of the message or the story that gets told in these investigations. We are all playing on the playground.
We are. I love that. And where is the team that you're on? Where are you based from?
The Pacific Coast Paranormal, we're on the West Coast, which is based out of Ventura County.
Mm.
Um, and it's a wonderful team. They do investigations from all over California, even out of state, I'm sure. But I've been dealing with investigations in California.
Hmm. Oh, how fun.
Mhm.
Well, this has been wonderful. And then just one last question. Could you tell our listeners and our viewers your contact information?
I do have a website, vandorenfigueredo.net. You can find me on the internet. I also have a studio in Lake Arrowhead, which you are able to reach me through the internet, and it's under Van Doren Figueredo, under my
I,
name.
I love that. You know what, Van Doren, you are just awesome. Awesome. And thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you for having me, Sandy. I
This
appreciate
is this has been fun. Many hugs to you.
it. Thank you. Thank you.